In this one, we will be talking about some miscellaneous things, basically some more of the in-game features, and then I'll just wrap it up. Yeah, so let me think, what else do we have to go over? We have to go over this. This notice board is fairly new. So new, in fact, that it was just put in like a few days ago. So what this is you go over to it, and as you can see, looking for starting from prisoner, starting a new character, and basically what this is you can make parties, right? You've always been able to make parties. You've had friends lists, right? But you can always create party, but now you can create public parties, or you can turn your private parties public. So basically what happens is when you turn a party public, you give it a name, like starting new character or whatever. Maybe help with a certain boss, so you'd say help with Brutus or something like that. And then people can join your game freely. Now, to join parties normally, you have to be invited to the party. But this one, yeah, if you make it public, anyone can join. So, someone can join it, help you out, and then leave. And then you can make it private again if you want. But yeah, that's how that works. So, I'm not going to do it, but it can be done. So there's that. So here's this. I guess before I do this, I'll show you this real quick. This is the waypoint system. It's pretty much like Diablo 2. But on here it's very cool because as you keep progressing, and you'll end up like around here, or something like that, it'll add, different waypoint markers that you can go to. And it's just cool because it's a map. It shows you where everything is. It even shows you like the offshoot areas that don't necessarily have waypoints or whatever. But yeah, so that's very cool. So going back to here, this game is run off instances. So if I go in, if I control click this, it'll just say new right here, right? Watch this. If I just go straight in without control clicking, just normal click, okay, this is what will happen. Now I'll go back in here, and when I control click it, it'll show this. Players in this instance, none. Time left, 15 minutes. Created win, whatever. Now, what this is basically, if you create an instance, you have 15 minutes, approximately, to go in it again before. Like, once you leave an instance, you have 15 more minutes to go back in it before everything gets reset, and you have to make a new instance. So if you kill a boss and you do something, and maybe you go back to town, and then something happens, and you have to get up for 20 minutes or whatever. If you sit back down, your town portal won't be there anymore because the instance will have been erased, and you'll have to start all over. So that's one thing to look out for. You can you can make multiple instances of each place. Some people do that to do quick runs of an area. Yeah, that's helpful. It's not just in town, obviously, because there's plenty of other places. I can do it for this one. See, it'll show me everyone that's in this one, and it'll show me everyone that's in this one, and it'll show how there's no one in this instance. So I can enter this one. There'll be a lot of people in here, as you can see. Yeah. And I think the more instances you open, the shorter, for each one, they stay open for a shorter amount of time. So, yeah. What else do I have to talk about? Notice board, waypoints, instances. Other than that, there's 3 acts to the game. There's 3 acts to the game, but right now there's only 2 acts. There's like 5 difficulty levels. 4 or 5 difficulty levels, and once you beat the 3rd act, now right now it's once you beat the 2nd act, but when the game's finished, once you beat the 3rd act, you'll just go straight back to the Twilight Strand, which is the first area we already went through. We killed Hillock, and what that'll do is when you get sent to Twilight Strand again, you'll be in the next difficulty level. Now, at the end game, there is a place called the Maelstrom of Chaos, and it's its own area, and it has a bunch of level 60 enemies and stuff. And they're a lot harder, but you know, the drops are good, so it's a nice end game place to go. This game has leagues. Yes, I have to talk about leagues. This game has leagues. I talked about before how this character is in the default league. Now, there's also hardcore, which is, as you may guess, 1 life, and then you're dead. But once you're dead in this game, you actually don't lose your character. It actually just gets sent to to default. However, when you go to your stash, you'll notice that it'll be like your stash won't have the stuff you had in it, and that's because, well, hardcore characters on your account share a stash, and softcore characters on your account share a stash. So, if you want to transfer items from, let's say your really good hardcore character dies and it becomes softcore, and you really don't want to give it up and you want to play him, well, if you really want to, just make another character and get all your stash stuff out, kill it on purpose, and then it'll get sent to softcore, and you can just, you know, do that or whatever. But yeah, so for those of you out there that are just like, no, hardcore should be death and that's it, well, then just delete your character. That's that simple. So yeah, the game's not that's a fine way to do hardcore, I think. There's also Cutthroat League, which is not officially out yet. They keep testing it every once in a while. But what that is basically, normally anyone that's not in your party, like, even if you're in a party, you don't join the same instance, right? But, excuse me, when you're in a party, you join your other party member's instance, okay? And no one else can join your instance unless they're in your party. But if they're not, they can't. Well, in Cutthroat, they can join your instance. You can join anyone's instance. You just click on this and you'll see a bunch, and you join them. And in Cutthroat, you can kill anyone. You can join anyone's instance, you can kill anyone. So it's basically like this open world, like just, yeah, hardcore area. Even in hardcore, you can't PvP. So if you want to play hardcore without the worries of being, you know, just totally, you know, destroyed out of nowhere by some high-level character, you don't need to worry about that. However, if you want to play like that, absolutely play Cutthroat. That's what it's designed for. And when characters die in Cutthroat, they drop all their items. So you get to keep all the items too. So it's a very cool idea, I think. There's also timed leagues that they have every once in a while. The league might run for a day or 6 hours or what have you, and they'll have different prizes for, you know, prizes in terms of items in the game, for the people that get, like, you know, the highest level of a certain character, or the furthest along in the game when the time stops, or the fastest to clear a certain area, you know, just stuff like that. So that's very cool. And they had talked about some other leagues. I'm not sure, but you know, the only two that are really in the game right now are League and Hardcore, or Default League and Hardcore. So yeah, but look towards more leagues opening up in the future. There's also going to be PvP, like just straight up PvP, so that will be cool. And what else do I have to talk about? I guess that's mostly it.